Hi everyone, today I will be presenting a screencast on information literacy and fake news. So, as society moves further into the digital age and with the growing prevalence of technology, the nature of information consumption has changed immensely. Information is shared at an overwhelmingly high rate in the digital world. It is important to learn how to navigate through online information and news, and fake news is defined as false information that is purposely fabricated to lie to readers with the goal of promoting propaganda or gaining profit from the news. So here's how to identify fake news. So first, you need to consider the source. Questions you can ask are, who wrote this article? What are the qualifications or credentials that the author has that make them qualified to report on this? Do not trust sources that do not have an author or are anonymous, because well-researched articles do credit the author. If you find news on a website, you could check the About Us section to find the purpose of the website. You need to read beyond the article and analyze its content. A question you should ask is, does the article present its information from different perspectives? Reliable news should provide you with information from different viewpoints and not be biased. See if the headline of the article matches its content, because if it does not, it's probably a clickbait article. Also, well-researched articles have references, and you can compare the references to the content of the article to verify its validity. Next, check the date of publication of the article. If the publication date is not new, if it's old, you may not have the most updated and relevant information. Updated articles usually have a disclaimer in the beginning or end of the article. Also, consider where you found the information. For example, social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter are not news organizations, and it's easy for anyone to share and create content. There's no measures in place to monitor fake news on social media. Blogs can also be unreliable because they can use clickbait headlines to generate advertising revenue from the number of page views that they get. Most newspapers and network cable news can be perceived as more reliable because they hire professional reporters and journalists, and these organizations need to abide by strict policies and standards. Lastly, look at the purpose of the information. Determine if the purpose of the news is to inform, sell, entertain, or persuade. Some articles may look like news, but it can be an advertisement for a product, or it can be biased. Here's an example. There's an article here that says Harry's fate is sealed once Charles is named king. When you click on this article, you can see that the title is different. And there are also several ads over here and here surrounding this article. This page is really hard to navigate because of all the advertisements. Also, the content of the article does not discuss Harry at all. This is a perfect example of a clickbait article where the author puts a specific title and image to catch the attention of the audience, but the actual content is not relevant to the audience. The website of this article is published on a real estate slash home design website, which doesn't correlate with the type of content that is being published here. Also, the article is published in 2020, which means that this article does not contain current news about the royal family, as it's not updated or relevant to present day. As for the purpose of this article, we could clearly see that the purpose is to sell, because the website has an overwhelming number of advertisements. It used clickbait titles, which would help the website generate profit as more audience would interact with the article and then click on their multiple ads. So Mike Caulfield's SIFT acronym is a great tool to use to analyze online content, such as online news. The S stands for stop. So before reading the resource, stop and consider the source and its claims. For example, look at the reliability of the website. I stands for consider what you are reading before you read it. For example, look at the credibility of the author, what their credentials are, and their purpose for publishing this information. F stands for find trusted coverage. So Make sure you're evaluating if the claims are trustworthy and if they're unbiased. T stands for trace the claims back to the original source. So this is where you would locate the original source where the news is derived from, and you evaluate if the original source is accurately represented in the article. In conclusion, critical thinking is a key skill to practice when evaluating the news. Looking at the author, website, content, date, purpose is a great way to see if the news article is reliable or not. I hope you found this screencast helpful. Thank you so much for watching.